Are you making a list? Are you checking it twice? Well, stop that, stop it now, because today we are talking New Year's resolutions. I'm Chris and I could bore you endlessly with all the stats on why they don't work, about how 88% of them always fail, about how 2/3 of us abandon them by February if we even make them that far. And in this video I want to offer you one simple trick and tweak that you can make to make any commitment more powerful. We are doing this and we are doing it now. Blah blah blah. New Year's resolutions do not work. What a bold claim, and feel free to let me know in the comments if you agree, if you disagree, how you feel about them. Yet we keep on doing them, we keep on committing to them. And there must be some reason for that. I think there's a really obvious reason that with the start of a new year brings the chance of a fresh start, of new change. Particularly if it has been, shall we say, a little bit of a stinker of a year, a bit of a tough year, then that opportunity for a fresh start is brilliant. It gives us something to aim for, it gives us all something to look forward to. Unless it's been a particularly challenging year, and if you've seen that meme of when the clock ticks to midnight and it just keeps going and keeps going in a particularly horrible year. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but either way, let's just quickly think about why do they fail? Why do so many of us abandon our New Year's resolutions? Well, for me, there are a few key reasons. Number one is that our goals aren't big enough, they're not scary enough, they're not well defined enough. And particularly that comes down to a few key elements. We're never that clear on what it is we want to achieve or why we want to achieve it. And if we're not clear on those couple of things, then guess what? We ain't going to be clear on how we're going to get there either. Then we overshoot and we expect massive, huge, gigantic changes overnight. As if we are going to go to bed on the 31st of December and get up a completely new and changed person on the 1st of January. We set ourselves up for this huge change, and then within a matter of days, a matter of weeks, sometimes a matter of hours, we feel terrible when we have made no progress and we feel like such failures. Why do we keep doing it to ourselves? There is another way, and there is another way that can support your mindset and your resilience in a much more powerful way. Why do we wait so long? Why do we wait for this one magical day of the 31st of December to commit to change? If you are ready to commit your mindset and your resilience to change, no matter the day of the year, do make sure that you've subscribed to the channel and hit the bell down below so you know when I'm back for more support. There are a huge amount of videos on the channel to help you no matter the day of the year. So how can we start to change it then? Well, no surprises. Come into a mindset channel. What did you expect? It all starts in here. And our brilliant brain that I talk about at length in so many other videos, have a rummage around the channel and you will easily find some. Our brilliant brain focuses so much on what we don't want to experience, what we don't want to feel again, what we don't want to have happen. So sometimes that brilliant brain of ours will focus on pain that we do not want to feel again, or things that we do not want to lose. What it is much less brilliant at is focusing on what do we want to keep. Throughout any year offers a huge opportunity to learn and reflect, if we choose to learn and reflect. And some years might be more challenging than others, right? So what we need to do is be thinking about that year that we've had, and not only all the challenges that we've faced, and each of us will have faced our own very personal and professional challenges, but also to think about what has been our biggest successes, the biggest strengths, what's really surprised us about the strength that we've had throughout that year. Think about where you were a year ago. What's different now, and what might you want to keep going forward into the next year? For those challenges that I'm talking about, it can be a really useful mindset switch to also ask yourself the question, will this still be a challenge for me in a year? So this time next year, Will you still be conscious of it? Will you still be worrying about it? Will it still be as big a deal in your life? Because that in itself can offer a huge amount of direction in whether you want to keep focusing on it going into the next year. So why is focusing on what you want to keep such a simple but so effective mindset switch, trick, tip, technique and tweak, whatever you want to call it? Well, by focusing on what you want to keep, essentially, you have already started. You're not starting from scratch. And so if that's the case, you'll be so much farther along in knowing what it is you want to keep doing, why it is you want to keep doing it, and most importantly, how you're going to keep doing it. So that what, why, and the how of the goal setting that I talked about earlier is already starting to be formed. And all of this put together means that you've already made some of the baby steps required rather than the yawning massive chasm of change that happens when we set ourselves a resolution at the beginning of a new year. If you agree that we should be focusing on what we want to keep rather than setting ourselves resolutions, I'd love it if you would give the video a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe, because you will get support for your mindset and your resilience all year round. That's all for now. I will see you soon. Over and out. Bye.